Moses was a servant of God. Joshua 1 verse 1 and 2 quickly. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. So Moses was a servant of God. Romans 1 verse 1. Romans 1 verse 1. Paul, a servant of Christ. So Paul was a servant of Christ. 2 Peter 1 verse 1. Simon Peter, a servant and apostle of Jesus Christ. So Peter was a servant of Christ. Jude 1 verse 1. Jude, a servant of Jesus Christ and a brother of James. Revelation 1 verse 1. The revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon take place. He made it known by sending his angels to his servant John the apostle. And in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 11, or let me take verse 4 for the sake of time. Rather, as servants of God, we commend ourselves in every way. We are all servants of God. The God who created the world is interested in every department of it. Now, the fact that I'm a clergyman does not make me superior to any of you. Everything that you are doing as a teacher and nurse, God is interested in that department, because all works together for the good of the creation. And so I am not just speaking to the clergyman, even though this is a church. I am saying that every department that you are involved in, you must have the consciousness that you should please God. Because at the end of the day, we will all stand before the judgment seat of God and give account of whatever we did, whether good or bad. You may not believe what I'm saying or take it if you don't have a Bible. But if you have anything superior to the Bible, then you can brush it aside. Otherwise, this is the precept, the original idea. But we serve men. Many have written books on servant leadership, and sometimes we stress it to levels that we do not have to. And some pastors are interested in serving the people. But remember that you are not primarily a servant of the people. Apostle, you are not primarily the servant of CAC. You are a servant of God. Maybe. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 4, verse 5, please. For what we preach is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as servants for Jesus' sake. Let me repeat that. For what we preach is not ourselves. We don't preach ourselves. We don't even use this lectern or the pulpit to defend ourselves. No. We don't come behind the curtain because of what we eat and wear. No. But Jesus as Lord, and ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake. So we serve God's interest amongst the people. He says, your servants for Jesus' sake. When we say for Jesus' sake, we mean for the cause of Jesus. So when the service to the people is not for the cause of Jesus, your master above will not be pleased with you. When we say for the sake of Jesus, we are saying on Jesus' account. When we say for Jesus' sake, we are saying that in the interest of Jesus or for the benefit of Jesus. So when we are serving the people, we must do that for Jesus' sake. It must be in the interest of Jesus, and it must be for the benefit of his kingdom. We are primarily servants of God, not servants of the people. Maybe I should let Aaron speak. One day, Aaron gave in to the pressure from the people and made them a calf made of gold. Then when Moses came and said, "What have you done?" He says, "It is the people." But God was not pleased. We are servants of God, not the servants of the people. We are servants of God. Our primary goal as servants of God, therefore, is to please him. When Abraham was aged and about to die, one of his interests was to have Isaac, his son, marry. So he told Eliezer, his chief servant, to go and fetch a wife for the son. Now let's listen to Eliezer's prayer in Genesis 24, verse 12. Then he prayed, this is the servant's prayer, "Lord God of my master Abraham, make me successful today and show kindness to my master Abraham." Look at the prayer. He is not standing in the prayer anywhere. His interest in the prayer is his master. Now, when he found the wife, because of his own computation, and they took him home, verse 33 of the same chapter 24, 33. Then food was set before him, but he said, "I will not eat until I have told you what I have to say." "Then tell us," Laban said. So he said, "I am Abraham's servant." That is his introduction. "It is not time for me to eat until my master's bidding is fully achieved." The servant's primary goal is to please the master. The servant's primary goal is to please the master. When we say primary, we mean the first or the highest in rank or importance. We are talking about the chief or the principal thing. So pleasing God should be the first of importance in all we do, whether in word or deed, at home or at the workplace, in the closets or in the open, whether you are a minister of the gospel or you are a minister of state or a lay person. Our primary goal is to please the Lord. So 1 Peter 3 verse 15 says, 1 Peter 3 verse 15, I'll take just the first part. "But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord." The King James will say that, "But in your heart, set apart Christ as Lord," the first of importance. Set him apart. Anything else is secondary to the master's will. But in your heart, set apart Christ as Lord.